Hi guys. I'm back after being gone for 2 days. We decided to take a little bit of a break, mostly because the ornate prompt kind of intimidated me, and I said, I don't feel like it. It's Friday night. I'm just gonna go play games with my homies, and I did, which was a lot of fun. We ended up playing Repo pretty late, but. And then I forgot yesterday, not gonna lie. So, anyway, we're back. We'll be working on all three, the two that I missed, as well as the one for today. So we'll be starting off with our first word of ornate after I finally decided what I was gonna do. I hope you guys don't mind. I know normally I don't have them painted. Pardon me. Normally I don't have them painted, but I have lately been painting my nails, trying to figure out which of my nail polish is worth keeping, and it's starting to come off. I haven't redone them yet. But for ornate today, we are going to be doing a little Spanish moth right here. And I haven't decided what I want to do with deal yet. I was thinking kind of a cute little deal with the devil type scenario. Or another one which sounded kind of funny to me was a deal with the fairy. Now those ones I think is really funny because of the common thing that I see, which is what is it? It's always like acorns for bones, maybe? Acorns for bones? Or pine needles for liver? You know, just like simple little funny things of, you know, anything that you can find on the ground for body organs, specifically, for whatever reason. Or body parts, I guess is the best word to put it. I'm sorry to anyone who doesn't like moths. I probably should have preferenced that before, or at least put it in the caption. I know there's a lot more people out there than you realize that really don't like moths. Or are scared of them. First, these are not going to look too right, but that's okay. I'm putting them in lightly, that way we can fix them in a second. Just want to get the basic shapes in. And for anyone here in Michigan where I'm at, I hope you guys are enjoying this new fall weather we're getting. It's been nice and rainy these past day and a half. The Spanish moth kind of has wings sort of like a Luna moth. And you'll see that there isn't too much of a difference in the way that they look, body shape wise. But there's a huge difference between their coloration. And for anyone curious, the time that I did have off, or that I did take off for the last couple days, I was not doing anything. I've just about caught up. I think I've done working on day, I think it's 14 of the putting everything into digital. So we are almost caught up. It won't be after today, but I was almost caught up last night on the ones we have done. Alright, here's where the fun comes in. This is why I thought your Nate prompt was going to be a little daunting. It's because a lot of my stuff hasn't been very detailed. It's been pretty quick, pretty simple, but ornate is very intricate and delicate. Hence why I thought this was going to take forever. And it probably will take a little bit longer than ones I'm used to. And if I do have to get up at some point, I do apologize, as I do have dinner in a crock pot currently, and it is stewing. And every so often I do have to go check it. Give the head a little bit of shape. And give him some eyes. Now he is a little fluffy guy. He's got very interesting colorings across his body, which you don't really see unless you're up close. It's fuzzy there, and fuzzy there. I'm doing that thing again where I push down way too hard with the pen. Because I just want to get these thick lines in. There we go. Here's where the fun comes in. Because I have a dip down here. Plus, there is a line that comes up here. These are going to be thicker lines. So bear with me. There is possibility that I may need to turn my book here so I can do these lines a little better. Here we got one here. We're gonna add our veins in. One that comes here and up. And there's one that branches off down. Between that, there is an eye. Not an actual eye. It's I guess a decorative eye is the best way to put it. It's a defense mechanism that a lot of insects use, specifically butterflies and moths. But it looks like a fake eye. And there's that one right there. This curls down like so. And I know these lines are really dark and really thick, but there is going to be a reason for that, because there is also light decoration that is going to be under these. But these are our base lines. These are going to be our darkest. So, half an eye here, half an eye there. There we go. Alright, and now we gotta do this on all 4 of them. This moment like these, I guess I could just like snap my fingers and have it done, but unfortunately we are live, so we will have to watch the whole process. And we'll turn it just a little bit. There we go. Oh, he's in the pillows. Sorry, my cat's in here today, and he was beside me a minute ago. And then he found his way over into Pillow Kingdom. Another one that comes up like that. We're gonna go with the same pattern on the other side. The one here. One there and one there. I'm going to make this back line a little thicker. There. We have our eye shape here. Just really gonna punch in. And then we'll come back and punch in our lines. With me, I'm trying to figure out which way this goes. So there we go. I could probably get you guys a little closer on what I'm working on. Maybe. There we go. Alright, so now it's time for the bottom wings, which are little different. Comes around, marches at the top, there's another one. It comes from the top here. That'll land about here. This fold leads back up to it as well. And there's one more that lands off to the side here. And there's one eye right in between all of them. I do want to make these edges just a little bit thicker than the rest, just because they normally are. Got the same eye style on them. It almost reminds me of like a peacock. For those of you who are watching and have been doing Inktober yourself, I hope that you guys have been coming up with some really good ones. And I would love to see them. So if you have any and you have posted them, feel free to tag me. Because that is one of my favorite things, is after I'm done posting everything, going back and seeing what everyone else did for the same prompt. Because it's interesting to see how many people think differently. Okay, now for this side, I do keep looking at a reference just to make sure I'm following the veins, and just in case some of them are different. So far it hasn't been too out of the ordinary. Once again, we have our second vein off to the side. Matches up, and this one follows through down a little farther than the other one. I'm gonna bow our wing out. Doing a little bit more of an organic shape, because that just felt a little too straight. Oh, my pen's not in the way. Oh. Add my thick edge back on. And my eye is up in here. Right there. Alright, the base lines are in now, which we love. They actually look pretty good. Now to add the details, which these will come in a lot lighter than the rest of it. So on all the edges on the top wings and the bottom wings, it almost has a gradient into its darker color, but it doesn't quite match in. So this will be shown later when I do the full illustration on my computer, but these are two different colored browns. There we go. I got one very little line that comes real close to this edge. I do want to make sure that my edges are pretty punched in so we can tell where those end and where those meet. There's a little bit of color here. It shows just a little bit of shading. A very light amount on the outside of these eyes. Oh my gosh, I just remembered that it is Hell Week, and not for me, but for those people, for my friends who watch Sam and Colby, there should be a new episode today for their Hell. It was supposed to be Hell Week, but they switched it over to Hell Month. And it's not the last one, but for the last day, they're going to the Amityville Horror House, which I think is going to be really cool, because no one's really done any huge investigations that I'm aware of in a while. I was going to watch it before stream, but it's okay. I'll watch it afterwards. Alright, we're getting there. Add a little bit of coloring in here. Just a little bit, not too much. Just enough to give the notion that it is kind of dipping in. I'm going to color in these sides here as they're a darker fur. Same up here. We'll color the head in. Fill our eyes out. Fill our sides in. Yeah. Alright, time for the part that I was not excited for. I don't know what that sound was, but anyway. Oh, it's part of the music, huh? Let me me see if I can. Probably cut a little bit. There we go. So I really have my sketchbook turned right now for this. I'm wondering if it's supposed to sound like a cafe, because it kind of does sound like someone shaking a drink. Maybe a downtown jazz bar? No, my drink is getting cold. This one doesn't have as many layers to the coloring, but does have something the other layers don't, which it has kind of like how monarchs have in their color design and patterns. The little dips that kind of make it look like they have feathers, scales, whichever you want to call them. I'm not a botanist by any means, or a zoologist. Maybe that's the one. Botanist is plant. I know that's not the one. What's the one that studies bugs? I can't remember. I do like bugs, but I don't typically study them. Alright, we have indentation here. And more depth shading there. How's that looking? Hold on. There we go. It's looking pretty good. Could probably darken out some of my shading up here. I don't want to get it too dark. There we go. Alright, we got one more side and then we are good to move on to the next prompt. There. It's going to be a dip there that goes up. And there. I'll give it a little bit off to the side. Of course, we need our coloring here. There we go. A little bit to the center. I'm going to take my white pen only because this is kind of going missing right in here. I want to make sure that stands out. Give his eyes a little pop. Give his sides a little pop. And right there. Alright. I'll bring this down some, since it is a longer one. Alright. There we are. There is ornate. Alright. It looks so wet and rainy outside. It's like perfect weather for cuddling up on the couch and snuggling. But I have other things to do. So, but first, I am going to take a second to go run to the kitchen and I'm going to stir my dinner. And we will be right back And by then, we will be working on day 18, which is our word deal. So hold on, I will be right back. Alright. See, it wasn't too bad of a wait. Alright, let me update my wording here. We know where we're at. Oh, 18. Work on the word deal. I think we're making pretty good pace right now. 40 minutes. So that's not too bad. Especially since I knew that one was going to be a little bit longer. So we're doing good there. Dinner is smelling phenomenal, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. Let's see. I think I know exactly what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be really cute. For everyone, yes, it's going to be another cat. I think that's where I ended up landing. I'm just gonna make him a little blob though. A little blob of a cat. Nothing sinister about this little guy. A little sign. Oh, that is a very off-kilter sign, but that's fine. Here we go. 15-minute snuggle for one bone. Make his eyes really big. I mean, how can you say no to a face like this? Come on. Give him some ears on the inside. I'm not too worried about my highlights here. I did not want to connect that there. Oh, we'll go with it. I'm making him way off to the side, apparently. I need to keep looking up a little more, that way I can make sure you guys are able to see what we're doing. Is it still that same song? Why do I keep hearing... Huh. It just sounds like I keep hearing something in the background and I don't know what it is. And I know it's not anyone hopping into Discord. I did fix that issue. It's gotta be like the artist's signature or something like that. Oh, I'm like, I figured out what the sound is. It's my shoulder hitting my headphones. Now this is probably gonna be really funny. Here, around the back. Keep hitting the camera, which is not good, but it is what it is. There. There. Now, I personally think that is really funny. I'm thinking what I should do, I should make him kind of like a blob on the bottom. But it's a little too late for that now, so we're gonna make do with how it looks now. Could do is add a little bit of that. A candle. Candle there. A candle there. I'm gonna bring this white. What if I get rid of this? It's still wet. I don't want all of it gone. I think I just want this part here gone. Bring this back here. Oh my goodness, it's getting muddy. Oh no. Okay, that is my headphone rubbing against my sweater. It's making that noise. Oh my god. I love him. He is adorable. I almost feel like he should be a ghost. There we go. Alright, and that... Oh, I'm putting the wrong cap on the wrong thing. Alright, and that will be our Day 18 deal. Now, I will not be shading this because, honestly, I think it looks really cute without the shading. But, so, with that, we'll switch over to our last one, which is our Day 19, which is today. So we are caught up after this next one. Now today is Arctic, and I have 2 ideas for this one. I'm waiting for this to dry first, but we will flip the page and we will do both of them. And then after that, we will be done for today, and I will set up the schedule again, but tomorrow will be Rivals. But we are almost there. I should probably write down which this one was. There we go. Are you dry? Alright, call it close enough. Alright. We got a whole new page to start with now, so. I'm going to move you guys back a little bit. Bear with me, because this thing is not the easiest to adjust. I like that I have 100% movability, but 100% movability comes with the cost of it's a little too flexible. Bear with me, trying to find the top of my paper. There we are. Okay. Bear with me. I'm moving things around in my Spotify queue. Okay. So here we go for Arctic. Like I said, there's going to be 2 of them. I'm going to start off with number 1, which I think is really funny. This one's going to really test my remembrance of how to do perspective. Because we are doing a very perspective creature. I'm gonna start with creature. That's probably a better word to use. Now I will say when this one does go up and I do make this one into a sticker, my mom will probably be the first one to get one of these. These ones specific because she loves these guys. Bring him in a little closer. Brought it out a little far, but that's okay. Bring it back in. Get a big old snout. Little tiny chin. Now, I was going to originally do an Arctic fox, just because that's one of my favorites for Arctic. But I'd already done a fox, and I figured, you know, we'll mix it up just a little bit. And there. God, he's looking so cute. Because what's a polar bear without his big old paws? I didn't know polar bears have 5 toes. Interesting. I think I made this way too far. Which is okay. Just hide that off real quick. For anyone curious why I never became a tattoo artist, that's why. If anyone hears snoring, I'm sorry. India's sleeping in the other room, and he snores like no other. I learned that the other day. One, two, three, four. Got big old fluffy paws. It's like my favorite thing about big dogs is when they got the big old paws. I don't like when they know how to use them and they're always good for wumping, but I do love me a big pawed boy. Or girl. So their feet's in the background. We're gonna go in, since they're mostly white, we're gonna go in with a light shading on these. I'm talking very light. I just realized, like, hold on, my Spotify is in the way. I can hardly see what I'm looking at. I'll probably pull him right there. That's probably a better place for you guys to see. I need to, like, tape a box out and leave my camera in one spot. I can make sure that I'm getting all the view, but problem is I like to move my book around, especially my sketchbook when I'm playing in it. It's easier to get the angles I'm looking for. Alright. Inside the nose is really dark. Darken up the front of the nose. God, he's looking so cute. I love it. My mom is going to love this. A little darker at the bottom. And there's a highlight up top. So we're going to take this light and then towards the back, just a little bit more. I want to make sure that light spot punches out. And I hope it does. Some light shading under the chin. A little bit of shading up to the eyebrow. Just a little bit. A little shading after the eyebrow. A little bit on the top of the head. Just to give it some roundness. Bear with me, we're gonna turn him a little bit. All right, there is our Arctic number 1. Oh, I totally forgot to change our word. Why did no one say anything? T-I-C. I remember how to spell Arctic. There we go. All right. Now, time for the last one that I want to do. Just realized my auto read on the chat has not been on. Whoops. All right. No, this one's gonna be a little more of a full body guy. Put them right next to each other. I'm gonna do this a little farther over though, that way I don't run into it. I'm gonna base the head. We have a snout here with some ears off to the side. Oh, and you guys can barely see that, but that's okay. I promise it will darken out. I just want to get my base in here. So the bottom of the chest here, butt over here. Paw number 1 comes down. So out shoulder, down, your back. With a bigger paw coming forward. Shoulder starts here. This way. He's got a big paw coming to step out. Got a little paw back here. Just pretty straight. It's almost a pretty playful run. Almost. Paw there, paw there. The toes kind of get lost over here. 4, 5. There's a toe here, toe there. Okay. I'm going to keep this one fairly simple. There. Comes around to there, where there's his eyebrows. From this point here, we have eyes. Oh, I'm making him look evil, apparently. Hold on, look at it. I didn't make him look evil. Oh no! So we just gotta make his eye a little more round. There. Block in this line for sure. Big ol' ear. I think this is what's going to help here. That didn't fix it, that just made it worse. That's okay. We'll let it dry. It's going to be a dark spot anyway. Let's get toes here, toes there. And I want a big old toes right here. So he's coming to reach out. It's not super apparent right now, but it will be, I promise. I think I just made the head way too small. Which that happens sometimes. A shadow around the shoulder. There's a darker shadow right in here. It's looking pretty cute for you guys. For some reason, I just can't seem to get this part right There. That's what I don't want. I don't want that. I wanted him to look a little pudgy. There we go. All right. I hope I didn't lose it. There we go. All right, I moved it, and I didn't see that I moved it, so I panicked just a little bit. Oh, hold on, I clicked off my reference. I'm like looking back, like, where'd it go? So back leggy. Get my front a little more oomph. A fun fact, I used to take pens at church, and they used to give us these little envelopes to like fill out for, you know, are you a returning person or not, and like all the little pamphlets that they'd hand out. I used to doodle on the back of those at church all the time. I do stuff like this, like little polar bear. I did a lion once, that was kind of cool. I don't have the best focus track record unless it comes to doing this stuff. So, okay. And just a little bit of shadow underneath, put him in the scene. I'm not going to do it under the one paw because that should help me get my he's reaching out illusion. His eyes still don't look right to me. There we go, that looks a little better. I think it's the eyebrows. I think that's what's really throwing it off. Hold on, let's see if I... There we go. Hey, look, there's a cute bear under there. I swear, he's not evil. Alright. And I'm gonna call it with that. I'm pretty good with where these ended up. So, I hope you guys enjoyed for today. That will be all I'm doing live, as it is 4:30. So tomorrow I will be back on at 7:30 for our word rivals. I will get those scheduled together and post it up here shortly. So if you guys want to come and see that, feel free. I should be here the rest of the week at 7:30. Again, my weekends are kind of subject to change, but I look forward to seeing you guys. If you enjoyed watching this, feel free to like and follow. Liking will help me know that you are enjoying this content, as well as with the following, it'll notify you when I do go live or when I post other videos. So, but with that, I am going to end the stream here, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye.